Every hot drop's different. This isn't really a hot drop, but I thought like I was dropping and it was hot. This guy, it's a real surprise when someone lands next to you in a parachute. Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, yeah, let's do the intro. Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too, welcome back to channel. I'm Bushka, and it's great to have you with me here today as we do a little look at the hot drops. The beautiful chaos, the pursuit of love, life, and happiness, the skill building, team building. Let's cut through the bullshit. Hot drops are what make you a better player. They are quite honestly the difference between becoming a Pubg mobile player that can win games and a Pubg mobile player that survives games. That sounds like a wonderful bit of Eastern mysticism, but it is actually something I think is very true. You have to make so many decisions in hot drops. You have to make them in a cascading tree of failure and mediocrity that lets you learn and make mistakes. And then you pick it all back up and you try again and you don't do that next time. Or maybe you do because you're like me and it takes you a few more years to actually pump things in. It also makes you use lots of different weapons like an S12K and then a VSS. Or, you know, makes you use guns that you wouldn't normally use in the way that you need to. Like having to use, say, a Kar98K instead of a AR as a short-range weapon. What is wrong with this guy? What? I forgot about this clip. I don't know if that guy's got really bad ping or he's just got a much better gaming chair than me, but he was extremely difficult to hit. Like that, boom, right in the dial. Hot dropping is where it's at. And look, first things first, let go of raiding, okay? Raiding is holding you back from living the full and expansive life that you need to live in the Pubg Mobile multiverse. You're great. Pick something to grind raiding in. Grind raiding in duos, or grind raiding in solos, or grind raiding in squads and do all your hot dropping in duos. Whichever way you want to do it, but give yourself something that's like the night off kind of part of your gameplay so that you can just go balls out and drop in the middle of 20 of your least friendliest friends and try and blow each other up. Let's get right down to this. Hot dropping is a constant and ever-changing feast. You are never going to get one specific rule, which, you know, you'll see the one rule of hot dropping. I've done videos like that. Everyone's done videos like that. The more I look at this beast, it's so much about adaptation. And if there is one thing that hot dropping really pertains to, it's that it's inconsistent. You have to use so many different weapons and you have to make decisions all the time on whether you're going to push or pull based on those weapon selections, whether you saw a guy pick up armor, whether you have armor, if you've got meds, you know, what kind of push is it? Is it FPP or TPP? All these things factor into the decision tree. And quite often what you'll find is that you'll push because you won't get a better opportunity, but you only know that through experience. Like if you pick up an SKS and you understand that an SKS is actually quite effective, then you may well push with that. It's not as effective as an M762. Okay, sure, stay up. Out comes the bloke in the tinsel uniform. This is like, okay, thanks very much. And these are the things that you are teaching. Your brain is being taught, like your hand-eye coordination, your brain, your movement, it all comes together. And you're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose an awful lot. You're going to lose so often that it can sometimes be sickening. But that's all right. You've got a dial that you can adjust for that. All you got to do is drop a little less hot. You're basically looking at, you know, instead of dropping the middle of Pachinki with 10 other blokes, you drop the edges of Millbase, or you go to Yasna, or you try Rozok or School. And these things all take time. Oh yeah, like what? Shotguns are such a disaster right now. Sometimes everything's hitting. Other times, it's an absolute pile of poop tickets. What else hot dropping will teach you? Well, it'll teach you your limitations. There's nothing better to sit you on your ass than running up against some 8-finger clawed teenager from Singapore who's flick-shotting everyone out corners. It also teaches you the maths of PUBG Mobile. Like, we got a knock. He gets that in on the reload. I clear him, kill him, meat shields. That's the maths of PUBG Mobile. The chess match that is like getting a knock and then just leveraging it into a squad clear. And you will find that the more you do this, the more you find the right balance between super aggressive gameplay and controlled aggressive gameplay. Unfortunately, because FPP, we're not going to go into it, but FPP is no longer the force that it once was. You have to learn to play TPP well. And playing TPP well means that you've got to master, hip firing, quick movement, desync peaks, positional play that constantly gives you, and like, this is what I mean. Look at the pincer I put myself in. Just a disaster. But I just get saved by my buddy kill him. And I learned from this, You hope I learned from this because I've been doing it for long enough. But I did actually learn from this. When you land top, you can't just push middle on... it's a lesson I've learned a lot of times before, and I go back into it every once in a while. But if you land arena and you land top, you can't just run to the middle and the bottom. That's the worst floor to be on. You can get pincered from both up and down. Hot dropping is going to make you a better player. It's going to make you a much better gunfighter. It's going to make you a much better tactical thinker. And when the game is on the line and everything needs to clutch up, and your squad's all knocked and things are getting nasty, that's when you're really going to start coming to the fore. Watch how close this is. There's a full squad out there. I'm getting shot from there, and I'm about to start getting shot from the left. And watch, as soon as the bullets start coming in, how quickly I move. And a lot of this has to do with hot dropping. That's like... And now I'm getting shot from the gantry. And I just keep my angle so the guy with the vector can't get me. And that's all from dropping super hot and learning what to do with yourself. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to be super aggressive. If that's not your playstyle, that's fine. But you won't learn jack about PUBG Mobile by playing it like it's a tournament. And by that, I mean dropping the edges of the map, trash looting, never getting any gunfights going on, and playing for circle and field position. What you'll learn is that if you run into a good squad, you'll just get absolutely axed because they're better at gunfighting than you are. And you don't have the reflexes or the instinct to take advantage of situations, because that's really what we're talking about here. I mean, when you land and you get a vest and the other guy doesn't have a vest, and you know it because you've watched where he's landed and you know he doesn't have that loot, and you've got a pistol and he's got nothing, or a machete, or like, it's just like you're constantly weighing up the odds. He picks up an S686 like a shotty, and you pick up a Scorpion. Like, then you start changing the angles and the distances you're going to take the engagement at. Like, this is stuff that you need to do to actually get good at the game. And I can't help but think that although it's nice to be able to snipe like this, and that's all well and good, if you can't do the real rough stuff, the wet work, the parts of the game that are just where you have to put it all on the line, then you're going to end up really frustrated all the time. I mean, the game's frustrating enough. And if you give yourself permission to just go and lose a lot, you're going to get better. Forget rating, forget rating, forget rating, forget rating. Go and find a game mode, duos, solos, whatever it is that you feel comfortable doing, and then just drop till your eyeballs bleed. And thank me for it later. Because every player in the game that's really good, hot drops. Like, you're going to come out and land on a Mark 47 mutant, and if you can't tap fire, then you're going to end up getting absolutely wrecked because there's no other guns available, and you've just got to make use of the ones that are actually there.
I'm making a pickup.
Oh, hello, what the hey? Good to see you, buddy. Anyway, I'm Bushka. Thank you so much for watching, boys and girls. Look after yourselves. And as always, stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.